What is up, YouTube? Thanks for stopping by the channel again. In this video, we are gonna do a quick walk around of my truck and I'll give you a few insights of what is to come. So let's take a look. All right, so quick background story of this truck. I bought it about a year ago. The guy had overheated it, didn't touch it, it sat for about a year. Some kids broke the back windshield, and right before it broke down on him, he'd hit a deer on the passenger side, and you'll see some of that damage here in a minute. So I bought it from him extremely cheap. I mean, literally next to nothing. I'll throw up a picture right now. Towed it home, replaced the core plugs in it, put a crank sensor in it. It started up. I drove it around for about 8 months, and then the head gasket blew on me, and it was a bad deal. It was pretty much a worst case scenario. Parts of the head gasket got down into cylinders 5 and 7 and scarred them up pretty bad enough to where they wouldn't hone out, so I had to bore the motor, buy new pistons. Basically I did a complete rebuild, and I'll get into that in just a minute. I picked up a front bumper off of a 1500 half ton. Yes, it does fit. No, it will not bolt up. So the difference is there's this section right here usually comes down to about right here on the HDs. But anyways, I bought it for 40 bucks. I painted the center section. I slapped it on there because it's better than going around with the naked front end like I was before. So I did that. Quick paint job on the stock grille, some lightly tinted headlights. I debadged most of it except the Duramax logo. Did have factory fender flares on it, as you can see by the rust lines. Took those off. 2015 style tow mirrors. One of my favorite mods on the truck. Sorry, they're a bit dirty right now. 20 by 12 TIS wheels. These wheels are awesome for a budget build because the set of wheels I was looking at was fuel, and they were like 1,600 bucks for the ones that I wanted. These are 20 by 12 TIS, negative 44 offset. I bought these for 1,200 bucks, brand new. I can't beat them. I love them to death. I picked up some used Toyos, 33 1250 20s, slapped those on there. Going onto the wheel well, you can see I have Fox shocks on the front. I actually got those as a Christmas bonus from my boss. Thank you, Scott. So slap those on there. They are a big improvement on the heavy duty trucks for sure. I do not have them on the rears yet, just the old, completely worn out stocks on the rear. So we'll be changing those out soon, and I'll show you how to do that. It's extremely simple. I had to replace this back glass, so I went with a tinted glass. Tinted LED third brake light. I did Raptor liner the inside of the bed. I have a used bed rug in here that a customer did not want. I'll do something different with that later, but black LED tail lights. Also another one of my favorite mods to the truck. I mean, they make a huge difference, and they are extremely bright. Also, when I got the truck, it did not have this tailgate cap. My buddy Wes, which you guys will probably be seeing a little bit of his truck pretty soon, he actually gave me this. It looks so much better with that on there. Big deal to me, for sure. 2018 style rear step bumper. Pulled this off customer's vehicle. He did not want it, so he gave it to me. So I painted it black and put it on my truck, and it fits. Oh, it fits, I mean, perfectly. Now, if you're wondering, will it bolt right up? No, it won't bolt up with your existing holes. You have to drill new holes. I literally just welded my brackets to the frame. If I ever have to take it off, I'll cut the welds and I'll bolt it in then. But I was in a big hurry, so no big deal. This is what your factory hitch looks like. Sorry, it's a little bit dark in here. So it actually sits right on the bottom of this. I'm gonna be replacing this hitch, probably with a B&W, rated at about 16,000 pounds. So I'll be putting that on there. It'll sit up, the tube will sit up higher. to the bumper because the factory bumper from this truck sat down and actually covered all this. It actually sat down here. So new style bumper does not do that. So I'll be doing a different hitch. I'll be getting rid of this. Obviously this factory 7-way, this old thing. I'll be putting in the new style 7 4-way, popping in right there. Be really clean. Let me tell you guys, just this step bumper is a huge deal. It makes it so much easier to get up in the bed. Love it. All right, so real quick flaw, that's standing in right there. I will be doing complete body work on this entire truck sometime this year, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be great, guys. I'm excited, and it's not gonna be your average Joe, so stay tuned. So we'll have to fix that right there. I'm probably, after I do the body work, I'll probably go through and put some Bushwhacker bed caps to kind of hide some of the blemishes on here. I'll straighten as much out as I can, and then I'll put the Bushwhacker bed caps on there. Look really good. Here's where the rest of the damage is when that guy hit the deer. It caved in both doors. I worked them out as much as I could, and they actually look a lot better than what they used to. But as you can see, it's still pretty terrible. So, and never had a door handle on the rear door there. I'll be replacing both doors on this side for sure, 100%. So that being said, those doors were caved in. The front fender was actually caved in too. That's actually a replacement fender, and you can see almost all of the clear coat is peeled off of it. It's actually really straight except that dent there, which I can easily pop out and smooth out a little bit. But did a shorty antenna here. It's always the little mods, guys. A ton of small modifications just to make your truck look better, in my opinion. I love it. Not expensive at all. So again, Fox shocks back here. And yes, I'm not running wheel well liners right now. Just like Truckmaster, he gets asked this all the time because I'm always working on the truck, and especially since I had just rebuilt this motor and put everything back together and been doing this and that and this and that. There's literally been no point in putting these back in. But I will eventually, once I get some stuff caught up. I will be fabricating some custom inner fender wells out of steel to protect the inside. If you do any kind of off-roading, there's all kinds of damage that can occur when you either don't have wheel well liners in the front, or even the plastic ones are really not that protected. So just like a lot of Jeeps and stuff, how they do the steel rock crawler style inner fender wells, I'm going to be fabricating some of those for this truck, because I do go off-road, and you will see that in my channel. Yes, I know it's a Duramax. Yes, I know it's not the best off-road vehicle, but I go hunting and in places I probably shouldn't be, and I want to protect my investment. So I'll be fabricating my own design, custom wheel wells, along with some custom skid plates, and along with about 1 million other different modifications that I'll be doing to this truck. So like I said, guys, it's going to be endless. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I hope you guys get as big of a kick out of it as I do. It's going to be a blast. This truck is going to transform immensely. It's going to be great. Cannot wait. So let's take a peek at the hood real quick. All right, so speaking of fender wells, this is what happens when you live on a dirt road or you hit any kind of mud and you don't have fender wells. Some of this does come through the grill and whatnot. I did wash the outside of the truck. I've not had a chance to wash the engine bay. I apologize for that. But really no special modifications to the naked eye here. You can't really tell, but I did paint the underside of the hood black just because I like that. And I did paint the inside of the fenders and the firewall, all that black, and cleaned up the frame and painted it black as well. And when I had the motor out, I had painted everything
black. Like I said, it's really hard to tell right now because it's so filthy. This is terrible. I gotta clean all this up. I do have a larger aftermarket hot side pipe right there. You can see the transition in the boot. Smaller coming out of the turbo, goes larger. That helps increase your airflow to your intercooler. The factory side is stock. It's just painted black and it's kind of beat up, as you can tell. AFE housing for your cold air right there. Actually, the whole AFE system. That's a K&N cold air intake. Also needs to be washed. And yes, I have a prop on my hood because on this side, the springs on it came apart, and I've not had a chance to get new ones yet. So just small things. This gigantic red wire goes to my sound system. I'll get a little bit into that a little bit later. As you can see, it's not even hooked up right now. So I'm not even finished with that yet. So, brand new motor. Let's just talk a little bit real quick about what's in it. So, obviously tore it down, bored out, 20 over. Molle cast race pistons. They're good to about, they have them rated at about 800 horsepower, but I've had several guys tell me that they've run up to 1,000 horsepower pretty easily. And guys, I am not rich, so just the cost to build this motor, even though I did a bunch of it on my own, took some time. So I did not have the money to go through and put top dollar everything in it, but I did the essentials for what I need right now. And when I say that, I mean I got some good pistons, like I said, 100% to 800 horsepower. I upgraded to LBZ rods because the LB7 rods, they're a little bit weaker. They start to bend at about 550 horsepower from the factory. The LBZ rods, they have a little bit more of a H-beam design to them, in my opinion. They're a bit beefier. They're good to about 650 horsepower. And the pistons come in because the LB7 pistons, they're good to, I've heard about 600 horsepower. And the LBZ pistons actually are worse. They have a tendency to start cracking. I think typically they're good to about 550 horsepower. So ARP head studs, a good set of head gaskets. I had the heads completely redone. I put a 3-inch aftermarket downpipe. Everything's been deleted. I know the newer Duramaxes have a lot more emissions crap, but the little bit that was on this truck, 100% deleted. Pretty much on everything I went with Velcro gaskets. Over the years, I've had the best luck out of Velcro. They're just good quality. I've never had any issues with them, especially the reusable gaskets. They are amazing. I love them to death. And you'll recognize them by the blue on the reusable gaskets. So if you're gonna get gaskets, especially from a parts store, and you can get Velcro, that's what I suggest. I did a aftermarket fuel filter adapter for a cat filter, and no, I don't have a cat filter on there right now. I have a Wix. Long story short, I was out of town and had some issues, couldn't get a cat filter. So I cross-referenced it and got a Wix. I'll be replacing that with a new cat filter pretty soon. So cat filter is the way to go, especially if you don't have a lift pump, stuff like that. You can get that adapter pretty cheap online. I think I paid $40 for that one. And cat filters are about 20 bucks, 22 bucks online. So filter down to 2 microns. So that is the way to go. I think factory fuel filter only catches like 6, I think it is. So big improvement on that. Does not have a lift pump on it right now, and that is soon to come. And it does not have tuning on it right now. That is also soon to come. So stay tuned for that. Let's take a quick look at the interior. I'm not going to show much because it's not the greatest. This is a loaded truck. And I'm sorry, it's filthy. I just went duck hunting yesterday and it's just terrible. So the seats, actually this is the only seat that's ripped. I'm gonna try to repair that as best I can for now. I'm gonna replace the seats later on. But leather seats, power, Bose system. I do have custom speakers in all 4 doors right now. A Scar Audio 6.5s, sounded really great. I threw a steering wheel cover on right there. I just like it. The steering wheel was fine, it wasn't tore up or nothing, but I just wanted a little better grip on there. I do have a Sony head unit. Let's see if it'll light up there. Just a single din. I like Sony a lot. It's dual climate control. Let's see here. I have 189,000 miles on this truck. The truck itself. The motor has a little over 1,000 on it at this point. So other blemishes, the headliner's coming down some spots in the front, so I'll be fixing that soon. See if I can figure out the best way to fix that, and I'll keep you guys tuned in to that. I do have that panel, it's just off right now. Really, I need to replace the headliner. It's got a spot, you see that black spot back there. So it's been abused a little bit, but I'm gonna replace that. So, but leather seats, which I like a lot. Quick look at the back. So I did build a custom sub box. So I'll get a good shot of that. It's not finished yet, obviously. I basically just had it closed in. I gotta take it out, take the subs out, sand it all down, do the finish, everything like that. But it is a custom sub box to fit behind the seat, and I actually had to move the entire seat assembly forward. Let's see, 1.5 inches is what I had to do to get that amount of clearance. So, but there's enough clearance to where when the subs flex out, that it's not going to go past the surface of the sub box. So this can be pressed right against the seat, as you can see it is right here, and the sub is not going to come anywhere near it. So those are 2 Sound Cubed, they're 10s, and they are beasts. I have them on 750 watts RMS a piece, and they will slam. They sound pretty dang good. If you guys have any questions about car audio stuff, I'm not a professional, but I do know a bit. So if there's anything I can do to help you out, just let me know. But so that's that. And like I said, I will be pulling that out. I'm gonna do a few more things to it. My logo, as you can see, I have it kind of a rough drawn sketch right there. I'm probably gonna cut my logo out of some MDF and fix it in there before I do the finish, just add a little touch to it. So that'll be pretty cool. Moving on to the exhaust system. It is straight piped 4-inch, and yes, everything is covered in mud. And I have one of my custom design hex tips back here. It's hard to see, but it's got a little bit different design on the end. Looks great for an axle dump, especially. I love it. Any of them that I make from now on is going to have my logo cut out in the center up there, and I will be doing that to that tip as well. I think that a exhaust tip can make such a difference in the system, but let me tell you, it does. This thing sounds sick. It is aggressive. It's just awesome. It sounds great. You'll hear some of that in the startup clips, but as good as it sounds on the startup, it sounds way more aggressive when you get into the higher RPMs. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for stopping by the channel. Stay tuned, there's a lot more to come. It's just gonna be non-stop. I'm so excited, so stay tuned. Leave your comments below, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.